See it on your screen, an older black Lexus with damage on the passenger side. If you know anything, call Crime Stoppers. There's a $1,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest.
San Diego Gas and Electric wants $100 million in federal funds for wildfire safety efforts. The company said if approved, they would match it and add another $100 million. SDG&E says the money will be used to advance wildfire safety initiatives on and around tribal lands. They submitted an application to the Department of Energy last week. They expect a decision by this summer.
And San Diego's Fern Street Circus kicking off its 2023 neighborhood tour this weekend. This is video from past performances. This year's circus show theme is Today for You, Tomorrow for Me. According to the Union Tribune, the show will offer lessons encouraging cooperation, working together toward a common goal. The shows are free. They'll go till May 14th. These are some of the neighborhoods the circus will be performing in, and today you can see it's going to happen at the Golden Hill Rec Center.
This 10 News Pinpoint Weather Report is sponsored by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. Nobody wows clients like we do.
And it is a busy Easter Sunday.
Oh yeah, now some people already enjoying their sunrise service. We had that fog this morning. By this afternoon though, if you're doing any Easter egg hunts, it will be mostly sunny. We are still contending right now though with the overcast skies, especially along our coastline, as we can see there from atop the downtown buildings. 49 right now if you're waking up in Ramona. We're seeing the low 50s in Kearny Mesa and Del Mar. We're still in the upper 40s in Fallbrook. Fallbrook is the one area where the fog is still pretty bad right now, so just watch out if you're going to be out traveling this morning. Currently, we're anywhere between 1 to 5 degrees warmer than where we were this time yesterday. And as high pressure builds, it's going to continue to keep us warm for the next couple of days before we start to see a big change in our temperatures for the second half of the week. Not only that, we are talking about the chance of some light showers. Again, it's not going to be impressive at all, but Thursday into Friday, we are keeping that in the forecast for a chance of more precipitation. Of course, we'll keep you posted as it gets closer to that date. For today, no rain, lots of sunshine into the afternoon. If you are going to be in our inland valleys, we will mostly see the mid 70s, low 70s there in Julian if you're heading to the mountains, with lots of 60s along the coastline. Warmer tomorrow. We're going to be near 70 degrees many of our coastal spots for Monday. And then you see the second half of the week, we are going to get rid of that sunshine. Those mostly cloudy conditions will make a return. And then by Thursday, we could see some drizzle to some light rain. Upper 70s by Monday for tomorrow inland. Won't be surprised if we're going to see a few low 80s. Mountain communities, low 70s, and we are going to see the 90s. It's going to get toasty in our deserts here over the next few days.
It's part of us, part of our heart, part of our souls, part of our spirit.
A local organization helping keep the Native American spirit alive for more than 40 years. We'll have more on the important work they're doing for the American Indian Health Center.
And the San Diego Zoo working to save an endangered species. Next, we'll tell you about these 2 new leopard cubs recently born at the zoo.
And don't forget, you can get breaking news as it happens anytime. Just follow us on Twitter at 10 News. You are watching 10 News this morning.
Skycam Views, sponsored by Carlsbad Solar.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Easter. It is a 8:11 on your Sunday morning. This is a beautiful shot of Mount Miguel, the sunrise. It's been a foggy morning in many parts of our area, but don't worry, sun is coming out. It's going to be t-shirt weather, so enjoy it.
Police in Delaware are investigating a shooting at a popular mall near the University of Delaware in Newark. Investigators say 3 people were shot. They were taken to the hospital. Police closed the mall after the shooting and are searching for the suspected shooter. They are still investigating, but they say this started as a fight in the food court and there is currently no threat to public safety.
A local organization has been helping improve the quality of life for Native Americans for more than 40 years. I spoke to a woman making a positively San Diego impact on our community.
I know its importance to the community. I know how badly it's needed.
You may not see Paula Brim at the front desk of the San Diego American Indian Health Center, but she has been working behind the scenes for 15 years.
I've watched people's lives change because this is here, because we are understanding of Native needs and concerns.
The clinic has been around since 1979. It's made up of these 3 buildings on First Avenue near Balboa Park. The nonprofit provides medical, behavioral health, and wellness services, not only to Native Americans, but also the surrounding community, regardless of their ability to pay.
The majority of the people that we work with grew up on reservations. Indian Health Services is one of the many promises that the government made to Indian people when they gave up their land and moved on reservations. So this is a continuation of that promise. Did you take your blood pressure medicine this morning?
Oh, of course.
Dennis Castro's family grew up on Indian reservations. He has been coming to the clinic for 20 years.
It's more like a family situation here, where you don't feel like a number, or you don't have to wait for hours to get treated.
And many of the staff who treat Castro are also Native American, and they organize community events. Why is it important to keep your heritage alive?
Because it is part of us, part of our heart, part of our souls, part of our spirit.
The center has about 80 staff members and over 3,500 patients, and this is their only parking garage. It has 20 spots. Brim says the garage and the building above it will be torn down. The organization plans to build a new, much larger parking structure and health clinic, which will provide more services to the community under one roof.
I wanted to, before I left here, have this on a trajectory where its future was assured. And I feel like it's on that path now.
So for creating a path forward for those in need, ABC 10 News and Lead San Diego chose Paula Brim as our 10 News Leadership Award winner for the month of April. Congratulations.
The San Diego Zoo is celebrating its newest and cutest residents. Check out these little guys. They are critically endangered, though. They're the Amur leopard twin cubs. The zoo says the pair were born several weeks ago, but they are now just emerging from their den, saying hello to all of us. Their births are significant because they have been categorized as being critically endangered. According to the zoo, less than 300 of these leopards remain in the wild and in captivity. The zoo says they have been monitoring the cubs through a remote camera system, and they will get their first full vet exam pretty soon.
So who wants to babysit the cubs?
I'll watch them from afar. Yeah, because they are cute, but they get a lot bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, 8:15 right now. Happy Sunday, happy Easter. Maybe many of you are up early getting ready for some services this morning or preparing for those Easter egg hunts. We've been showing you the fog in parts of the county, but you can see other parts of the county, Alpine right now, mostly clear to start off your Easter Sunday morning. Temperatures here, we're seeing the 40s in Ramona, 53 in Mission Valley, Poway right at that 50-degree mark, and we're seeing the mid-50s in Chula Vista and in downtown. That marine layer will burn off, making way for a pretty sunny afternoon. So if you do have things to do later on today, you will get lots of sunshine, and that sunshine is going to continue tomorrow. 60s along the coast, 70s inland, low 70s in the mountains, with the 90s, the hot spot in the deserts.
Coming up, a local artist is using myth, fantasy, and beauty to teach us how pollution is destroying our oceans.
We are basically destroying what's just a few miles away.
The new exhibit with an important message at Balboa Park.
I love beer. I love tacos. Not only has it met my expectations, but it's definitely exceeded my expectations.
Beer and tacos, that is a winning combination. But a question for you, what happens when you bring wrestling into the mix? We will have more from that coming up at the Embarcadero. You're watching ABC 10 News this morning as we take a foggy look here at downtown, the 94 and the 805 right on your screen. Happy Sunday. It is 8:19 right now. You were taking a live look here from Mount Helix, where they had just wrapped up a sunrise service. It was beautiful. Our Perla Shaheen has been giving us live updates. Pretty foggy this morning, but we're starting to see some of that fog already burn off. We will check back in with Perla coming up in about 10 minutes or so.
There is an effort to make families feel safe in San Diego parks. On Saturday, the city held what they call Peace in the Park. hundreds of families packed Mountain View Park for an Easter-themed celebration. Peace in the Park is put on by the San Diego Police Department as well as several community groups. It's meant to allow families to get outside, enjoy areas that have been subject to crime activity in the past.
One of the things that I've seen that these events have benefited is the calls for service, right? We don't see that many calls for service in these areas no more.
We should be able to be free without any thought of, is it okay? Is it not okay?
And the police department says the events just keep getting bigger, so they hope to host Peace in the Park more often.
An entire event for two things many San Diegans love the most. The West Coast Taco and Beer Festival returned to San Diego this weekend. Those who attended had unlimited beer tastings as well as, of course, tacos. There were other food items there and live music. Even wrestlers mixed in with all of that. Lots of people that we spoke to said they really enjoyed it.
I love beer. I love tacos. So I decided, you know what, it's something I got to try out.
We're from Atlanta, so it's super cool. Like, she came to visit me for her birthday, so because she knew there would be stuff to do out here.
The weather's so good, the people are so nice.
That is true. The weather is so good, the people are so nice. Yes. Now, if you missed the fun this weekend, there is another chance. You can catch the SoCal Taco Fest on April 29th. That's at Waterfront Park.
April is Earth Month, and to mark this special occasion, a local artist is using a form of storytelling to bring awareness to plastic pollution. ABC 10 meteorologist Vanessa Paz visited the new exhibit at Balboa Park.
The next time you make a left inside the Museum of Photography at Balboa Park, you might be taken aback by this artwork wrapped around these walls.
Trying to prevent them from eating these plastics that soon break down into microparticles.
Suda House is the photographer and creator behind the fantasy narrative of mythical gods saving marine life from fatal plastics in our ocean.
Maya, the myth, the woman I made up, is trying to help her regurgitate it and destroy it before she flies back.
The storyline is fiction, but the issue surrounding plastics in our sea is real.
Netting around the neck of animals, like you've seen them, I'm sure, of turtles and seals.
And House knows firsthand how detrimental the ocean pollution crisis is. When she's not behind the lens, she's a competitive open water swimmer. Her last race was just a few years ago in Oceanside.
I'm coming through the harbor, ready to exit the race, and I'm just covered in motor oil. It's up in my cap. And then when I got out, my friend who came with me picked the part of a styrofoam cup off my back.
That's when she decided to tie her advocacy in with her love for photography.
I started doing research and found out there is a giant garbage patch in the Pacific Ocean, and it just gyrates with the debris of all the nations.
The images came to life with Photoshop in this human-sized container.
Basically a tank that it sits on the bottom of the floor, fill it with water, the camera's overhead.
Transformed into mystifying photographs with a purpose.
Single-use plastics are what is primarily destroying the ocean. I've used a myth and fantasy to draw you in, and a bit of beauty, so that you can understand that we are basically destroying what's just a few miles away if we're not careful with what we do going forward.
At Balboa Park, Vanessa Paz, ABC 10 News.
Vanessa, thank you. And the exhibit will be on display through mid-October at the Museum of Photographic Arts in Balboa Park. Sounds like a fun exhibit.
Oh yeah, I have to check that out.
Girl Scout cookie season may be over. We're sad about that, but local troops are still making sure San Diegans don't go hungry. How local scouts help provide meals for families in need.
It's a foggy morning in parts of the county, but it will be a sunny afternoon. I'll bring you to all of the changes, including a warm up and a cool down, coming up in your Super 7-day forecast.
ABC 10 News at 8 starts now.
Right now on ABC 10 News this morning, a big celebration, how San Diegans honor the SDSU men's basketball team for their historic run during the NCAA tournament.
And Pope Francis celebrates Easter Mass at Vatican City. A live look at the special service following what had been a rough couple of days for the Pope.
And here at home, Mount Helix hosted their sunrise Easter service, the special tradition going on for more than 100 years. ABC 10 News This Morning starts right now.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Aaron Dickens. It is Easter Sunday.
Yeah, April 9th. Happy Easter. Great to see you on this early morning. Some people already out and about for those early morning services. As we take you outside right now, we are contending with the fog in parts of the county. You can see Fallbrook, Kearney Mesa still at 0 to 1 miles of visibility. So just watch out for that patchy fog if you're going to be driving, especially up or down the 15 up in the North County. 54 degrees right now in Poway with that official sunset a few minutes after 7 o'clock. That fog will burn off. We are going to be in the mid-60s by this afternoon along our coastline, warming up into the mid-70s by later today inland.
There are a lot of people up early like us. They are excited for Easter Sunday. There are a few sunrise services around the county right now. Sun is coming up. ABC 10 News reporter Perla Shaheen. She is live from Mount Helix with what the service looks like there. Perla, good morning. It looks like the sun is finally coming up.
I mean, this is the reason that they plan this sunrise service here every year. Look at this view behind me. It is so beautiful here at the top of Mount Helix. We saw thousands of parishioners coming up from the high school below to join this service from the College Avenue Church, and it was just a great service to be a part of. It was from 6:30 to 7:30, and now we get to watch the sunrise. People are kind of heading out right now, using the trolleys to head back down and celebrate their Easter Sunday. But I'm here with one of the parishioners. His name is Sterling. He's 13 years old. Sterling, what did you love about today's service?
Today's service was really great. I'd like to see a lot of people celebrating God's birthday. It was really awesome. And seeing people worship God is really great.
And what do you plan to do later today?
We're going to do an Easter egg hunt, me and my family, and we're going to eat some ribeye steak for dinner.
That's so exciting. Yeah, and I guess it's going to take a second because you can see the line over there. There's some people still heading out with the trolley back to Grossmont High School right now. And as we mentioned, this is the second longest running Easter sunrise service in the history of the United States. It's been around since 1917. Look at all of these people. I spoke to many parishioners who said they've been coming here for generations. Their families have been coming. Now they get to bring their children here, and it's just a great tradition that happens every year. Live at Mount Helix, Perla Shaheen, ABC 10 News.
Perla, thank you so much. And out of Vatican City, Pope Francis led the Easter celebration service inside St. Peter's Basilica.
Yeah, today's special service comes after he missed the Good Friday procession due to bad weather, as he recovered from bronchitis as well. Now, according to the Vatican, around 45,000 people were present for Easter Mass at the Vatican. You can still see some people lingering around there in this live shot from Rome. Pope Francis was released from a hospital Saturday, April 1st. Apart from missing the Good Friday event, the 86-year-old Pope has participated in all other Holy Week events. More than 30 Ukrainian children are back home after a humanitarian group says they were illegally taken to Russia. According to the organization Save Ukraine, the children crossed the border Friday back to Ukraine after spending months in Russia and Crimea. You see their family there holding them and hugging them tight. The organization says some of the kids were released after their mothers went to Russia to track them down. Ukrainian government officials estimated the number of kids forcibly removed from their homes is at least 20,000. Russia has denied it is doing anything illegal, claiming that it's bringing Ukrainian children to safety.
And in other news, the U.S. Navy seems to be having its own display of force. They've deployed a guided missile submarine to the Middle East. A spokesman says it's capable of carrying up to 154 Tomahawk missiles. Now, the submarine crossed the Suez Canal in Egypt Friday. It appears to be a show of force towards Iran following the recent tensions. It's unknown what prompted this deployment. The U.S., the U.K., and Israel have accused Iran of targeting oil tankers and commercial ships in recent years. Iran denies those allegations. The U.S. Navy has also reported a series of tense encounters at the sea with Iranian forces.
It's now 8:32. Chinese warplanes keep hovering near Taiwan as China continues its 3 days of military drills. The display of force comes after Taiwan's president met House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in California. Taiwan said it detected 42 Chinese warplanes over the Taiwan Strait, which separates the island from China's mainland. Taiwan considers itself a self-governing democracy, while China claims the island as its own. Taiwan vowed to defend its national security, but added that it doesn't want to escalate conflict.
And Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he's working to pardon a U.S. Army sergeant convicted in the deadly shooting of a Black Lives Matter protester. A jury found Daniel Perry guilty of murder on Friday. Perry was in Austin driving for Uber in July of 2020 when he saw the protesters just blocks away from the Capitol. Perry says one of those demonstrators, Garrett Foster, was carrying an AK-47 rifle and claims Foster threatened him. Perry says he shot Foster 5 times in self-defense. A judge is expected to sentence Perry in the coming days. He could face life in prison. Governor Abbott asked the State Board of Pardons and Paroles to determine if a pardon should be granted, and he asked the board to expedite its review.
Maternity wards are closing all across the country, and it's forcing expectant mothers into long drives for care. Now, here at home, we reported the Poway Birthing Center at Palomar Health will be shutting down. A new report shows 217 hospitals in the U.S. have closed their labor and delivery departments since 2011. According to CNN, at least 13 such closures have been announced in the past year alone. The states with the highest loss of access to care: Minnesota, Texas, Iowa, Kansas, and Wisconsin, each of them losing more than 10 facilities. One of the reasons for the closures: money. Another reason includes lower birth rates as well as staffing and recruitment. The FDA is issuing a Class 1 recall for Freestyle Libre glucose monitors after reports of at least 7 fires and 1 injury. The Freestyle Libre devices use lithium-ion batteries, and some users have reported the batteries overheating, swelling, generating sparks, or causing a fire. The company says customers don't need to return these glucose monitors, that most people can safely use the devices as long as they use the power cord that came with it.
And the FDA has issued the most serious type of recall for certain Philips CPAP machines. CPAP machines, they help people manage breathing conditions while asleep by providing a steady stream of airflow. Now, the recall says incorrect serial numbers during initial programming can cause the therapy to be delivered incorrectly or not at all. There are concerns it could cause serious health issues or even death, although no such incidents have been reported. Philips has sent letters to affected customers and is urging them to contact their healthcare provider for a solution.
The humanitarian group Islamic Relief USA is distributing Ramadan food boxes across the country, including here in San Diego. This was a scene on Saturday. They set up a tent in City Heights and distributed food to help families in need. Organizers say the food will help families break their fasting during the holy month of Ramadan. Organizers say able-bodied Muslims are expected to abstain from eating from sunrise to sunset as part of spiritual growth. One volunteer called this time an opportunity to connect with others.
Time of being with community, a time of being with family, and for the refugees who are new to the community and new to San Diego, it's really a time that they're vulnerable because they're in an environment that they're not used to. They're around a community that they're not used to. So the fact that we're able to step in and provide them that support and make them feel welcome and make them feel at home is something that's truly important to them.
About 300 food boxes were given out on Saturday.
And more than a dozen local Girl Scouts can now add a new patch to their sash after volunteering at Feeding San Diego. The Girl Scouts earned their Climate Controller Food Rescuer patch. That's a long word. After sorting and packing food for families in need. In the process, the Girl Scouts also learned how food waste impacts our climate.
The food waste that's being wasted, some of the food's actually still edible, so there's no point in really wasting it. You could just give it to people that are hungry, and the throwing the food away could also cause more climate change.
And the food will be distributed to 2 schools in City Heights and Imperial Beach.
It was a well-deserved celebration for the men's Aztecs basketball team.
Yeah, hundreds packed Snapdragon Stadium to give the team one last show of appreciation for their historic run to the NCAA title.
Go Aztecs! Thank you so much.
Yeah, watching them play brought so much excitement to people here in San Diego. The players got the red carpet treatment, and what a year it was. A run to the national championship game for the first time in school history. Of course, unfortunately, they came up short against UConn, but it was still a historic season and a good reason to celebrate.
Win, lose, or draw, they by our side. So we love it. We feel it every day, and we're here, man. We're here. It's only going up.
Electric. You know, I feel like they missed us. A lot of people didn't get to make it out, but a lot of people did to the March Madness games, and we're here now, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of love here.
The Aztecs finished the season with 32 wins, which is the second most in school history.
Now, the ABC 10 News Pinpoint Weather Super 7-Day Forecast.
You know, people are going to be talking about that for a long time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And of course, we're already looking forward to next year, so hopefully we can win this one next year.
Padres too, right?
Oh, yeah, we have so much sports to talk about and a lot of weather to talk about as we get started with our Easter Sunday. Happy Easter for all of those who celebrate. 8:38 right now. We're taking a live look across the county where we're starting off with some patchy fog. I want to say we actually have some guests in the studio right now. We have Aaron's family who are visiting. So many people celebrating with their family. I want to bring them on in really quick. Come on, guys. So this is, which one's Carson? Which one's Owen? This is Owen and this is Carson. Now, Owen, come here really quick. I want to show. So he's wearing green, which is kind of why he's blending in. So go ahead and say hi, and we'll check in with you guys later. If you want to go back to Mom and Dad, I'll continue on with the forecast here. Or you can stay with us, doesn't matter. You can hang out with me. We are starting off with that patchy fog and a little bit of cloud cover there along our coastline. Temperatures right now, we're seeing the 50s along the coast, a little bit cooler in our mountains. Ramona at 49 and already warming up into our desert, 60s and low 70s. You see our 24-hour temperature change. We are warmer right now compared to just 24 hours ago. For today, for your Easter Sunday, it's going to be pretty nice into the afternoon. We're already starting to see some of those clouds burn off. We're into the mid 60s here. A cooler morning, sunshine into the afternoon, cooling down by the 7 o'clock hour into the upper 50s to low 60s. Start of the work week. Yes, many of us heading back to work. By Monday, we are going to stick with that sunshine. Another cool morning, and then we'll be in the upper 60s, even some low 70s along the coast. Tomorrow is going to be the warmest day over the next several. And you see that quick cool down by Thursday into Friday. We're going to be in the upper 50s to low 60s. So temperatures will dip below normal. Quite a nice warm up and a very quick cool down. We are also ushering in a chance of some showers as well for the second half of the week. By Monday, inland valleys will be in the upper 70s. Not going to be surprised if we hit a couple low 80s here. Back down into the 50s by Thursday. Low 70s in the mountains for today in our mountain community.